everyone, and happy Tuesday. Part 2 now of our planner page for the 20th week of the 20th of November. So we've done these for you using Staedtler Ergosofts, and we're going to continue with Staedtler Ergosofts. So let's come in a little bit closer. I'm going to start with this one here. And just to let you know, I've really hurt my finger in the sense that it hurts not at all. I barely noticed that anything was wrong with it, but I just took my wedding ring and my engagement ring off in case it swells up even more, and it looks horrible, but it doesn't hurt at all. I only noticed it because I saw it. So I've got no idea. I think I must have bashed it on my desk, on the underside of my desk. Sometimes I sort of bring my hand up under the desk. It doesn't hurt. So yeah, mad. Anyway, we're going to use some lavender for this one because we haven't used it yet, so why not? So here it is, number 62, and I've got a bud here. I'm going to start there. I feel like I need to be a bit closer. There we go. Let's come down a little bit. I'll have to make sure I keep an eye on what I'm doing. So a bit darker here and less here. I've just been preparing some roast potatoes, yum, with my boys. They want roast potatoes for tea tonight, so we've just been getting them ready in the oven, so they do take their time, but worth it. They're going to have some, they like their chicken, but I don't eat meat, so I'm having some roasted chickpeas. So we're looking forward to that. But I thought while they were roasting, as they take so long, I would come and finish this picture because I've been wanting to finish it. And I started it earlier today, and I had to stop because I was Skyping my family, which is always our Sunday thing. And so then I thought I would come back. And once I've done the potatoes, it's got a little bit dark, so I'm hoping that it's not going to look too bad on the light. I've got my lamp on, of course, and my camera adjusts, so everything's pretty good, but usually the light from the window just helps. But it's getting dark, but I want to just come in and get this done before it gets too dark, and while I was really keen to do it, because if I leave things overnight, I sort of lose my flow sometimes. So I like to sort of get it done, and I've been enjoying doing this one with you, so I want to keep going. So we're going to use some other colours on these as well, because we've got these other bits here and here and here, so we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm thinking, are these like orchids or something? I don't know, but they tend to be, can be a mix of colours. They can be all the same colour sometimes. But I'm going to use, probably colours we've used before actually. This is the 61, which is the dark mauve. I think we used it for the tiniest bit before, so it'd be nice to use it a bit more. Just checking you can see, I was paranoid then, you couldn't see what I was doing. I do that though, as well you know, if you've watched me before, which most of you I'm sure have. So I'm doing the middle bit and these bits, and I think I'm going to do the other bits green. That's what I'm feeling, that they're leaves, but maybe they're not, but that's how I'm going to do them. I think it would work. So I haven't really told you how I'm colouring this. I'm actually trying to do it a little darker nearer the centre of our plant, a little lighter nearer the edge, as I have with the rest. I'm sorry, I should have said. I'm just getting a bit excited about finishing it and not properly explaining what I'm doing, forgetting what my job is. Oh, it's raining again. It must, it's just when I start recording in here it rains. That's probably why it's got so dark, because it's 10 to 4, so it shouldn't be really dark, but Now I'm thinking maybe on that bud the middle one might look better in this pink. But hey, too late now. What green should we use? I quite fancy a bluey green, and we've used quite a few of those near. That doesn't matter. So this one is the 38 DC green, and we'll start at the top. I'm going to do the sort of stem bit quite even and as dark as I can do really, and then a bit lighter up here. And the same here. I think we seem to get extra shade and shadow when it's dark, but I might just be imagining that, I don't know. See how these bits are just sort of randomly coming out? It's quite interesting, isn't it? I wonder what they are. There, Johanna's just... I don't remember colouring this before. It's very odd because I must have done. Because I've coloured a copy of World of Flowers. And actually I could link to my flip through. Maybe on one of my cards or something so you can... Oh, we've got that bit to do. So you can have a look at it. But yeah, I could do is finishing my second copy as well. But you know, there's always another new book to tuck into. Like Small Victories, for example, which is, I was colouring one, I coloured a picture from there while I was on Skype. I think, oh, I can just about fit it all in. Do the stem first because that's nice and easy. Just going to block that in, even though it's quite thick. I think I'll leave it similar. And then, let's start with this one. I think I'll just do it the same way. Just going there because it's a bit messy. Just less as we go to the tip. And then again here. And then we'll be done with this one. I have to mix a few greens up on a few others so we've got a bit of difference. But we've got this really beautiful one up here to do next. Look at that. It's really lovely. Now, colour-wise, we've got an orange just here. Look, we've got blue and purple. So I'm thinking, I could do, yeah, let's do a nice... Oh, we've got some pink in this one. I was thinking pink. Let's do, should we do a different red? We haven't used this one, I don't think. This is the 23, the Bordeaux. Let's use that one. I'm going to give it a sharpen. I'm not going to do the centres the same colour though, so I'm just going to do all the petals. Now they're really small, so I'm just going to block them in basically. Gosh, it really is raining now. We had that one beautiful frosty sunny day. It's gorgeous. And now we've got rain again. But it wouldn't be the UK if the weather was predictable or not interesting. If we had the same weather all the time, we would never talk about it. What would we talk about? In fact, I didn't talk to my parents about the weather, funnily enough. And today, in Skype, we talked about Strictly Come Dancing, which is a bit of a shame. My niece was there and she doesn't watch it. Well, she's at work when it's on anyway. Oh, my parents are coming to visit me, so we talked about that, which is nice. They're on the first week of December in the town I live. There's a Christmas tree exhibition in the church, one of the churches. We've got quite a few churches, and different organisations and shops and things decorate a tree. So it might be schools and nurseries, playgroups, and then associations like the WI, which is the Women's Institute, maybe the Scouts and Brownies guides, the organist of the church always does one, different shops in the town centre do one, and charities like the Samaritans and different things like that. So you've got all these Christmas trees decorated in very different ways, and they're so some of them are adverts for a shop, which is fine, and some of them, you know, adverts for the group, community groups, or for the charities and that sort of thing. But it's really lovely to see them all in the church together, all lit up with their lights on, and all different types of decorations. So that's rather nice. They're going to come and see that, which will be good. None of my family like to see it anymore. The children used to go and see it because their school used to go and look at them as a school, but also they would contribute one. So one class would make the decoration. So obviously wouldn't always be the class that my boys were in. I think they only did it once or twice while they were there. But anyway, they would do that and go and see them. But now they've outgrown it, and my husband can't usually find the time, so it's nice to go with my parents. I'd go on my own anyway. I think I feel like if I want to go and do something and I can get there and do it, then I'm going to do it. I'm not going to let other people not doing it stop me. I want to go and have fun, feel Christmassy and that sort of thing. We also have an evening when the Christmas lights are switched on, and no one ever wants to come with me to that either. I used to take the children when they were little. I used to go before they were born and with my husband. But it used to be a little bit different. There used to be stalls all down the streets and things like that. Now they don't tend to have that quite so much. But anyway, I'm not sure if I'll go to that one. That one is very weather dependent. If it's raining, it can be a bit miserable, to be honest. Centres. I think I'm gonna use the yellow number 1. It's a bit of a stereotype, isn't it? Yellow centre, but I think it'll work with this colour. Yeah, so it's all, we're sort of thinking about Christmas, which is really nice. I'm thinking I might go, when I go back next door after I finish this, I might go and put the fairy lights on. It's because it's a rainy, dull, cold evening. It's not cold, but it makes you feel cold hearing the rain. To put the fairy lights on might cheer everybody up a bit. I might some of them have got batteries actually. I'll need to test them, see if they're actually working. So that would be a good thing to do in a bit. Now we've got our stem, leaves and things to do. I'm going to use 57, which is, I always want to call this the earth green yellowish. It's olive green. It's that sort of colour that you get in the prismas and polys. Oh goodness, polychromos. So we'll draw in these stems. Can you see all 3? You can. And then the leaves, we'll just start at the base, a little more intense, a little less to the tip. They're quite small. If you can't cope with doing that, just block them in. Doesn't matter. Whatever you feel happy with doing. Like that. Now we're just going to go down the stem though. How much can you see? I'm not doing anything special, I'm just colouring it in. I'm meeting my friend tomorrow, which will be nice. I haven't seen her since, when did I meet up with her? I can't remember. The last time we met up might have been around my birthday in May. It's her birthday, you see, so we're meeting up. So that's nice. Now I'm trying to figure out which one to do next. I think this one. Okay, I'm going to do some orange, I think, for this one. Why? Don't know. I haven't done orange for a bit, and it looks to me like it'll suit orange. Number 4, orange. Okay, I'm going to start with the bottom one. Just the same as always, darker down there. Less layers at the tip. My stomach's gurgling. Don't know why. Maybe it's getting hungry. Oh, I think that's there. Just trying to work out what's going on there. I think this one's behind the other one, isn't it? Now we've got these dots. I'm going to do these quite dark because it'll be a lot easier if I can just colour them over the top of the orange without having to try and colour around them. You could even do them with a dot of gel pen or fine liner, something like that. Make sure you test it first, see if it goes through the page. And it's okay on the planner if it goes through, but even then be careful, because if it goes through more than one page it would still spoil the picture underneath. But there are colour palette test pages in the back of here, so you can use those. Right, that's that one. Quite rough and ready. I think I'll just do a bit more work in there. There we go. And then this one, just checking. I could hear a train go by then. It's quite quiet today. When there's cloud, I don't know, I don't understand the physics of it. My son might, he did A-level physics. But when it's cloudy, you can't hear things so much. I guess they act as a muffler, I don't know. But when it's frosty, I can really hear the trains very loudly. Right, I'm going to pick a brown for the, I think I might use 77. This is the tobacco brown or the sepia, whichever, depending on where you look on Staedtler's website. In the design journey it's called tobacco brown, in Ergosoft it's called sepia. It's the same colour and the same number, and confusing. There we go. And we haven't got a lot of green on this one, have we? I think I'm going to go for quite a light colour, though we haven't had many light greens. So I'm just sharpening my number 50, which is the willow green. Oh, my finger looks like it's getting a bit better now. That's good. So it doesn't hurt, it's really strange. But I took my wedding rings off, my wedding engagement ring off, and put them carefully somewhere very safe. Now our next flower, it's hard for you to see, is this stem here, and it's this bell and this bell. Okay, and I'm thinking blue, and I'm going to go for 37. Now 37 is the ultramarine blue. Okay, I haven't used that colour yet, and I'm sort of going to ignore that line and just colour it the way we've done all the rest. So just gently fading it down towards the tip. Now I have been thinking a little bit about a background for this one. I think using a cloud stencil and doing a little bit of blue is probably what I'm going to do. I think it just needs something really light and simple. I've probably seen more exciting backgrounds on this one from various people, but I can't remember anything much. And yeah, keep it simple, why not? Sometimes it can be a lot of fun to do something really hard and complex, but just doing something simple can be enjoyable too. And it can still give quite a pleasing result. Sometimes I also find that the background can be too detailed, and it can take from the picture, and the background sort of takes over. And the idea of the background is really to enhance or help the picture to stand out. I'm going to use this one. This is number 52. That's our willow green. Yeah, the whole stem isn't in shot. Let's do this. Let's do the. It's just going to be plain colouring because it's very narrow. Yeah, sometimes I have seen pictures where the background is so intricate and beautiful and well done that actually you you might think, well, why are they even doing this in a colouring book? They're so good. They could just have a standalone painting and, you know, sell it, or, you know, make prints and all things from it. It's beautiful. And I sort of think, why are they using a colouring book? Whereas I can't draw and don't enjoy drawing. I know I could learn. I know it's something. I'm going to erase that bit. I know it's something we can all learn, but it just doesn't fill me with the joy like colouring does. So I think, well, why? I know it's good for us to learn new things, but this is not, for me, yeah, there is an element of learning, but it's about fun. There we go. And this grassy bit, I'm assuming, belongs to this. So I'm trying to sort of fade it a bit, but not too prematurely, or else we'll run out of colour. There we go. Okay, should we do this one next? It's right here for us. Just move it into the middle. Yeah, just checking it's not part of the flower at the top. Sorry, you couldn't see what I was pointing at. It's not. We need a bit of pink. We definitely need a bit of pink. So I am going to grab, what should we use? Yeah, I think we use number 20, which is the magenta. And brighten this corner. So what I'm doing to choose is I'm looking at the colour distribution on the page, and that we haven't got much pink. You know, it just felt to me like it was missing something, sort of thing. And I don't know whether that's something that I do instinctively, something that can be learnt, whether I even do it right, if there is a right, you know, it's very difficult to explain. But I just thought, well, we've got blue and orange here. I don't want to do red again. We've got so that was sort of my thinking. And we've used the purple and the violet. Sorry, the violet and the lavender already. So that was my sort of route of decision making, really. Excuse me. There we go. Now, just a little reminder about memberships while I'm colouring. If you pay a monthly fee for to my channel through YouTube, you can become a member. You just go to join, and you can join the channel. And I want a darker colour for the middle. I think I am going to use the violet. Number 6. As a perk for members, you get members only videos. Now these are compilations, so this video is in 2 parts, okay, and members will get both parts glued together as one video a little bit early. I try to remember with the planner pages to release them on Sunday, so you've got a bit of the weekend to get a head start on them. I don't usually release them that early. This is number 5, partly because I'm not that organised and I haven't got them ready. This is just the green. But also people get a bit, I don't know, because there's so many videos, if I release too much too early, it gets a bit much. So just at the beginning of a series, I will release the whole series to my members. And it's just a little thank you to them for supporting me, really. But they get no content that's different to non-members, because that makes me feel uncomfortable. It might bring me in more money, but that isn't what this is really about. Although it's nice, it's always been about helping people and, you know, having fun and just sharing, really. So it didn't feel right to let anybody miss out. Now I'm going to stay low down and do this little daisy here, or whatever it is. Thinking this red might work, though. Is it a bit close to the pink? Yellow. Let's use the yellow. We haven't done a yellow again this time. I'm going to use this number 10. This is the light yellow for the middle. There we go. And then I'm going to use the number 1, which is the regular yellow, for the petals. It's a little bit lighter than the other yellow flower. It just brightens that corner. And for the stem I'm going to use, oh no, that's the same colour I used for the stem of the other yellow flower. Let's use this one instead, 57, which is our olive green. I'm just trying to figure out what is the stem. It's this one. There we go. Now we've got this very, oh, got another leaf down there. We've got this very fine stem coming up here with just a few bits and a blob of flower there. So, what should we use for that? What haven't we used much of? The very light green. This is the 50, which is the, sorry, I'm just filling in a bit that you can't see. This is the willow green. I missed a bit last time I did willow green. Now when you're colouring the bottom of a page, never go up and down. If you push upwards, you're going to break the paper. Always just slide your pencil downwards or across. But for this stem, it feels right to go do the sort of vertical colouring. A bit there and a bit there. We've got a bit of flower up there to look at as well. But let's think, we've got this great big flower up here next. And I've had a bit of an idea. We can use the, is it called peach? Yeah, 43 peach. I haven't used it yet. Oops, so sharpening it. I rarely use this colour. I'm going to use it for the petals first and then think about that centre bit after. I think it probably would all be the same colour. It looks quite orange, doesn't it? So I rarely use this. My husband used to use this one all the time for his sunsets when he used pencils, and then he discovered watercolours and how much easier they were to use because you didn't need so many layers to get it looking so vibrant, and so he switched from using pencils. He used watercolour pencils for a bit and then he went to proper half pans, and now he uses the Winsor & Newton expensive professional grade watercolours, but he loves the vibrancy and enjoys it. He hasn't done any painting for a while though. He's been busy learning some new things for work. He's been a bit poorly as well, so hopefully he's getting better. I have to see if he wants some roast potatoes tonight. He doesn't usually eat with us. He likes to cook his own things. Doesn't like, because I use lots and lots of veg when I cook and he's not a big fan of veg, so he doesn't like me cooking for him. So he tends to cook for himself. But as with him feeling a bit off, he might not want something very heavy anyway. We'll see. My stomach just growled. That's telling me it's nowhere near time to eat. Never mind. Gosh, it looks almost like night outside now. I was hoping to get this done before it went dark, but I'm not going to rush it. But it's hopefully the light will be okay. I think the middle of the flower looks like it should be the same colour to me, but maybe a bit darker because these bits are, I'm going to actually block colour it over and maybe make it darker at the bottom, and as we come towards the middle make it a little bit lighter, and then it will give it a bit of a 3D effect if we can get enough layers down. So keep layering up at the bottom and slightly less, and nearly nothing at the top, hopefully. Maybe. I think I can see it, but I know what I'm looking for. And then we have the sort of bud, which we'll just do in the same way with darker down here and lighter towards the tip. I find this pencil is old. It's called peach, but if you layer it up, it just looks, it doesn't look like a more intense peach. It can look quite orangey. Anyway, I've used it, so that's something I don't usually. Right, what colour stem should we use? I'm just looking at all the colours that we've used. We haven't used 56. Let's use 56. Whoops. Oh, it's our light olive and it wants to... now this is getting quite small. It's my favourite one. Now, it's worth remembering that if you run out of greens, you can make green from blue and yellow. I know that sounds obvious to some, but to be honest, I don't always remember. And in some of my sets of pencils and things that I don't use often, that I only use, no, that I don't mean I don't use often, that I only use on their own, so I don't mix with other sets, then my greens are getting quite short. So I sort of have to sometimes remember that I can make a green from a blue and a yellow, and I don't tend to use my yellows that much, so it can be quite a good use of the yellow. But obviously it depends on the set that you're using as to whether they have plenty of the colours that you need. I do like sets with lots of green. Just doing that line and then the leaf. We're doing darker at the base, lighter at the tip across all of this. A bit harder down there. Oh, you can't see that bottom, but we'll get there. And a little bit here, and then our leaves. Now I'm wondering whether to do a slightly different sky, so not using a template, because I often use my cloud template, and of course not everyone has a cloud template, so maybe I should show you how to do a sky without a cloud template. That might be useful for you. Right, so I finished that apart from that bit there. What colour should we do that? Maybe a dark blue. Number 33, cobalt blue. There we go. Now, time to come out a little bit and do some pastel work. There we go. Now, I've got my cotton pad. I just washed them. They went in the dryer by mistake and they didn't shrink, so I was relieved. So here are my Mungyo Pastels. Whoops. And I'm going to do a bit of sky, so let's turn them around so the blues are on this side so you can see them. Now I know from experience that that first blue is very, very pale, and I'm going to try it. It may be that it's a little too pale, but because the Ergosofts aren't massively strong, then I think it might work. So what you want to do is put some down like that, and I'm thinking this corner here I'm going to leave as a cloud, so and over here, so I'm just going to put down some areas of blue and then leave some white areas for cloud. And if there's a colour that you're quite close to, that you don't want to turn a different colour, say that yellow down there, if I get this blue by it, it might go green. So I could try and make sure my clouds are around there so that I don't accidentally get it green, you know. But just put little blobs of blue around the place, and then when you're done you can have a look and see whether there's enough or whether it looks a bit odd. I just went over that anyway. Now if you do get the blue pastel where you don't want it, you can erase it. It's it's friendly, which is always a relief for me anyway. So we've just got some patches of blue, and I don't really know whether they even show up very much. I'm just going to erase the blue off the yellow flower. There we go. But I don't want very much on it apart from that. I'm going to leave it like that because I want to keep it, as I say, quite simple and light, because I want our pencil to really show through more. So it's just a little touch, a little nod, a little something, you know, just there. So there we go. So that is that one done. Thank you very much for joining me. I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.